Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I don't even know what it's called. I'm probably gonna change its name. But currently it's Airplane Books. It used to be Lucifer's Library. My name is Mariana, nice to meet you. And I've got a ton of shit to tell you. Sorry, already cursed. I've got a ton of things to tell you. This is a life updates video. So much has happened. I'm a flight attendant now. I can't believe I get to say that. Last time we chatted, I quit my job as assistant cinema manager to move to Ireland, which was a feat in itself because the airline that I was about to work for, they paid for a free flight, but I missed it. So I had to pay for my own flight here, so that was already. And then you don't really get compensated well enough during the 6-week course to start flying, before you start flying. So I basically just lived off my savings in a different country. It was insane, and I'll tell you everything. Basically what happened is first I moved to my very first place. I had a lovely landlady, but the location wasn't too good. We didn't have the right buses. So I knew that eventually I would have to move. But during the course, it was really nice. It was a really nice place to stay. I had a dog. I mean, my landlady had a dog. It was so nice. The course itself was insane. It lasted 6 weeks. Daily tests. There were so many exams, so much stress. You were lucky to get 4 hours of sleep. Homework every single night. So much stress. And then we also had practicals. And let me tell you, the practicals, the 3 days of practicals were the worst for me. They were the most stressful part. People would say, oh no, the exams, the conversion, initial, all of these exams are the hardest part. No, for me, it was the practicals. And as you can see, you can probably tell what airline I'm working for. I work for Ryanair, and Ryanair is known for having a really hard course. But yeah, somehow I made it. My very first initial exam, I made it with 99%, and then my conversion exam, I passed with 98%. I made so many friends during the course. There was some drama happening, but you know what? It's fine. Everybody's okay, and whoever's not okay between each other, you know, they don't talk. Everybody that I stayed in touch with, which is a lot of people, I'm just really happy that they are in my life. And they're messaging me right now. Of course they are. I need to mute the phone because our messages, there's so many. They can go on and on. We keep texting each other. Moving to Ireland was a feat in itself, especially because I didn't have the PPS number, which is the tax number. So that, like, once I first started working, my pay was taxed really heavily. But it's fine. I have everything sorted now. But the problem was, during the course, I was staying at that one place that was a little bit further away. I lost my passport, right, during the course. And if you know a thing or two about the course, you can't miss a day or you can't miss an hour because you'll be out. So I thought I was going to be stranded here in this foreign country without having a passport and no way of going back home. My rent is about to be due. Just like stranded out of the course. I was about to lose everything that I worked for. I quit my job at the cinema, and like for nothing. I would have to go back to Slovenia. Luckily, my instructor was so nice. She was nice enough to let me go to the embassy because the embassy was only open during the course days. Such big stress. I still get stressed out. But yeah, my instructor, she was so nice. I took the taxi there and back because I couldn't afford to take the bus because it would take like 2-3 hours just by bus. It was so far away. Anyway, because I lost my passport, I had to pay for the passport and I was running low on savings. Rent here is insane. I'm just gonna keep saying that, insane. That's gonna be the word of the day, I'm sorry. But rent here is a lot. And so I knew that I had to move somewhere. So I did. I moved to a new place where I paid, instead of 800, I paid 400 or for 500 something if we include bills. And the problem was I wasn't a student. So the person who offered me the room stayed on the lease. She was finishing her school year. So obviously it's going to be temporary. But I needed the money, so I moved. And so I shared the room with 2 other girls, and there were about 15 people in the house. It was a beautiful house, but so many people, too many people.
I was skipping a lot in this video, a lot of details, because obviously everything is super complicated, but I tried to kind of congest it as much as possible because we could be here for hours. But basically, grooming is really important in aviation, really important as a flight attendant. And I was basically sharing the room with two other girls, and I couldn't get ready in the morning with the light on. I couldn't even do my makeup. I couldn't do anything because I would wake them up, and we each have different schedules. So obviously, like, I needed to move out ASAP so I can look like a proper flight attendant, even though I still don't, but
I just stayed there until I could kind of find something new and recover financially because that was a lot. I actually when I graduated, I had my wing ceremony. I was actually still staying at that place. The one condition was that I had, before I left, I had to find a replacement. Somehow I found a place 5 minutes away and I moved in with my course mate, but I still had to find a replacement. And I was like, oh my god, am I gonna find a replacement in time for before I have to pay the next rent, because I have to pay this rent and for my previous place. But everything worked out in the end. I moved in January, I think. No, or in December. I moved in December. So from October to December, I moved 3 times. This new place, I paid 700 euros to share a bed with my course mate. Share a bed, 700 each.
this alone tells you how crazy Dublin prices are, because I live in Dublin and I also have to live right next to the airport and on the bus stop line, you know, the 24-hour bus stop, because I have to wake up early on my earlies at 3 a.m. and I have to catch the bus at 4 a.m. Anyway, it's complicated, but Dublin prices. You can, I had a viewing for a room, a tiny box room. It was 750 a month. That is insane. It was tiny. So I'm really happy with the place that I'm in now. As you can see, obviously in the video, it's very, very large, and it has a walk-in closet as well. But let me know if you want a room tour. But yeah, Dublin prices, insane.
And why we didn't know this at the time, but after a few days passed, the room started to become moldy. My landlord actually repainted it recently.
Okay, here's me again, not really giving you the proper details. When we had the viewing for that place, my landlord actually repainted the thing. So he covered the mold. So while we were staying there, it started becoming moldy and the entire house was moldy. So they decided that they were going to repaint it again and like try to get it together. And while the rest of the house was no longer moldy, my room started becoming still again filled with mold, and even the repainting didn't help. So yeah, they're gonna insulate it once my roommate and I moved out, but I already did. She's still trying to find a place, but yeah, they repainted it because they knew the inspectors were coming, and because the inspectors, if they failed the inspection, obviously they can't have anybody living there, so that's why they repainted it a second time.
Not to mention, 700 was just for rent. We also had to pay 700 for deposit. Yeah, it was it was a lot. So that's why I haven't been filming, because I'm now on my 4th place. 4th in the last few months. I've been working for Ryanair for 3 months now, flying happily. Oh wow, it's so bright outside, sorry. I've been flying happily for 3 months now. I love it. They keep giving me Polish flights, they keep giving me Spanish and Romanian flights. I flew to Romania so many times now. I also get a lot of UK flights. I'm flying to UK most next month. So yeah, they keep giving me a lot of the same flights. But you know what? I'm not complaining because I love flying. I absolutely love this job. Being a flight attendant, there's so much lingo that we use. There's so many things that people don't know, all the processes that we have. And usually when they scream at you, you just kind of have to stop yourself from laughing, because they don't know why we do the things that we do, because there's so many things that they teach us during training, like the fasten seatbelt sign. There's a reason why it's on. Overall, life has been insane. I am glad that I'm finally at the point in my life where I feel like I'm actually settled enough to have time to read, have the desire to read, and finally have my room where I can film videos and talk to you guys and be active again. Because ever since I moved to Ireland, I just didn't have the space to film videos or the time, because during the course was insane, from 6 a.m. to midnight. So yeah, it's not impossible. It's definitely a lot of work, but in aviation, you don't do it for money. You do it because you're passionate about it. And for me, I love airplanes. I love everything about them. Every single day during the course was one of my favorite days. I loved every single minute of it. Not because of the people. Don't get me wrong, the people were great. But I genuinely love aviation so much. And I still can't believe I get to do this because I get to fly every single day. I used to dream about that. I used to dream about being at the airport every single day, or seeing airplanes. They're so pretty still. Like, I can't. All my conversations with my friends all day, every day are about airplanes, because we love what we do. And you can't be in this job and in this industry if you don't love what you do, because you're definitely not doing it for money or for glamour. Especially if you work for Ryanair, you're not doing it for glamour. People don't treat you nicely either, but it's worth it. For me at least. Not for some people. So yeah, I was trying to sort out my life. I didn't have time to read. I didn't have time to film. I mean, I didn't have the place to film. Now I finally do. And I'm glad that I'm back. I'm glad that I'm able to talk to you guys finally. I do want to say that I did read 3 books this month in the past few days. So I just kind of want to speak about them. So the very first book that I read this month was The World Keeps Ending and the World Goes On by Franny Choi. That is a poetry book. I'm not a big fan of poetry. I rated it 3 stars, but I did like this. 3 stars for me for poetry is quite a lot. Then I read Come Fly the World, the Jet Age Story of the Women of Pan Am, because I just can't get out of my skin. I love aviation. Maybe you just respect aviation so much. All the women, being a flight attendant is considered such a glamorous job, or was considered such a glamorous job back in the day. And the women just evolved. First it was about flying, then it was about class and money. Then for a while, flight attendants got the reputation for being, for sleeping with everyone, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? A lot of that is true, I'm gonna say. I've heard so many stories. The amount of stories I have to tell already, and I've been only working for 3 months. I'm gonna be quiet. I would... No, not worth starting drama. But oh my god, it's out of this world insanity. But yeah, this book I rated 3.75 stars. I genuinely enjoyed it. Please give it a read if you're interested in the history of aviation and these women who contributed so much. The last book that I read is Enemies Abroad by R.S. Gray. Now, if you've been following me for a while, which, what are you still doing here? It's been such a long time. I read R.S. Gray's books in 2020. I binge read so many of them. Then, for a while, I started disliking her writing. Some of them were hits, some of them were misses. But Enemies Abroad was not too bad. It was about 2 people, teachers, going to Rome, and they were like enemies, so it's enemies to lovers. I rated 3.75 stars just because it wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad by any means. 3.3 stars is a very good rating for me. Anything over 3 stars is very good. Yeah, these are the 3 books that I read. Then now I'm reading, or actually listening to, the audiobook of The Soulmate Equation. I'm already 50% into it. I don't know how I feel so far. It's 3 stars. It's slow, and I'm not sure that I'm really actually interested in their romance. We shall see. I did also make a book haul recently. Just random books that I saw, and one of them, I already spoiled, is Lessons in Chemistry, because I kept seeing on TikTok videos and clips of this. Is it a show or a movie? I still don't know, but I want to watch it. And first I want to read this book. Then I bought My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. Just because, listen, recently I've been craving paranormal books, so vampires and werewolves. And speaking of vampires and werewolves, I also bought Bride by Ali Hazelwood. By the way, I've been following Ali Hazelwood for a while, but I've been just so out of the book community that I didn't even know this book was out. I didn't even know what it was about. I still don't know, to be honest, because the back is confusing, but I'm just gonna get in and try to enjoy the ride. So yeah, that's the life update. I also cut my hair, as you can see. It was down to here. I hated it because every day I had to get ready in the morning, put it in a bun or a ponytail or in a braid, and I didn't like doing my hair in the morning for work. So I decided to just cut it. My friend actually cut it for me. We went to Kilkenny last week, and yeah, she cut it for me, and I absolutely love it because now since it's so short, it's gonna take a while for it to grow. And if you have short hair, you obviously can't put it up, so you don't have to. Life hack: if you're a flight attendant, cut your hair so you don't have to do anything with it. And also, it dries so fast, and you spend less on products. Oh, also, I don't know if you can see Pepsi Max Cherry. I call it chlorinated Pepsi. I developed an addiction to it. Now it's not too bad. I indulge sometimes. Chlorinated Pepsi. It tastes exactly like chlorine or a pool. It reminds me of a pool, but maybe not bottled up. What am I doing? Maybe not bottled up. Maybe it's just in Wetherspoons. Conspiracy theory, I don't know. That is kind of the end of my rambling. I will try to edit this, cut it down a little bit because I've been just talking a lot. And if you have any questions, please ask. Let's do maybe a Q&A or something. Not that many people ask anything, but if you have any questions about aviation or just life in general. Oh, also, ending things on a bad note. Yeah, my dog passed away. That was really sad. My dog of 13 years in December, but she passed away on my 1-year anniversary of my driver's license. So now I will always remember her. So I came to Slovenia in January to see my family, but no, mostly I went to Slovenia because I needed to drop things off because I had way too many things in Ireland. But I'm going to Slovenia in April again, and it's not my decision, but I have to go to get some documents sorted and everything. Never ending. I also forgot to add that I'm going to London in March and then to Malaga in May. So March it's London, April is Slovenia, and Malaga, Spain is in May. So yeah, just it might disrupt my schedule a little bit because I'm trying to get back on a schedule to film. I have to meet a friend soon, actually. She finishes in 40 minutes. I hope you're well. I miss you. Let's go live sometimes, or I don't know, if you're interested. Love you.